Okay, so we're looking at the NASDAQ futures here, and we can see it's a bullish momentum, market to the upside. So it's trending to the upside. The only type of trades that we should really be looking to take are pullbacks to key areas of demand. We are getting a nice little pullback right now. So we got a little swing to the downside right here where it's making, lows, lower highs. Coming to the downside. And if it's going to reverse, I talked about this already, it's going to kind of make like a head and shoulder pattern. So it may, like right here, that's a shoulder, that's a head, that's a shoulder here. So if it breaks and closes below this area, which we got a little wick below it, it will continue pushing to the downside. So I am, at this point, I'm not looking to do anything, to be honest with you right now. All right, guys, I actually had a full-on video that was recorded, and I clicked a button that deleted more than half of this video, probably pretty much all of it, except for the intro, the beginning of it. But let me explain the trade talk about the trade I took. I did state and post it over in the Discord. A trade I took, it was long off of this area here. I had recorded the actual trade, and it got, I guess, deleted when I clicked ended up clicking the wrong button on my recorder. I'm sorry about that. Anyways, the entries there on the Discord, it was a short entry. We have a supply area right here. I was talking about in the video where we have higher highs and higher lows to the upside here. And then we were bullish, and then the market started making this lower lows and lower highs descent to the downside. So we switched the trend in a sense. Short term, we never know how long it's going to actually last. But we had a shoulder here ahead and a shoulder that was formed. Breaking structure lower. We had a supply area here. Market made a a lower high, made a new low. Came back, drawn out this zone here, the supply zone. This is where I took the trade from. I was talking about that it may want to continue pushing lower to fill the gap on this area here, but it didn't. It came back. Why? Because we had made it on the retracement back to the actual zone. We had a high, higher low, and then a new high here. So this is basically an area that's acting as an area of support, but also this was a demand zone resting right here as we started moving higher. It's the first bullish run back to the upside before it tapped the supply zone. Still, valid area to look for an opportunity to go short. Went short off of this area here on the 24 range. There was also a area of supply is what I'm trying to say up in this zone here. So it was a valid area to take a short from. Now, what I did was I got into the trade. I was just looking for them to come back down and fill the gap on this candle, back down to this candle here. So basically a fair value gap in a sense. And I took my 20 points and got out. So the market, I had done a whole video just right before this. Again, I'm sorry, it got corrupted in a sense and got messed up, so I'm having to go back and record this. That's where I captured the actual trade, but the trade is posted over on the Discord. It was tapped into the zone. I took out right here when it came back down and filled back down here to basically 928 in that area there. And I went ahead and took 20 points and got out the market right there. So, and then the market, as I was explaining, at that point, it started making a new high here, a higher low, and it broke to structure to the upside. Now, I mentioned over in the Discord, would they break this major high here? They did. So this was a major break of structure to the upside, leaving behind this nice area of demand right here. So we were bullish, back bearish, short term, back to bullish to the upside. And that's what I'm looking for. And that's why I have these arrows drawn right here, because what we were making now, higher highs and higher lows to the upside. Why? Because now we've got an inverse shoulder, head, and inverse shoulder here. Changing the trend of tide again, back to the upside, taking out structure as we move higher. We took out this structure here. Market shifts again, trend back to the upside, breaking this area structure right here. So that's what I was trying to explain in the video. And again, it got corrupted, but that was my fault. So anyways, I'm having to go back and re-explain this again in this video. But so far, only one trade on the day here going short. But I'm going to wrap it up because I'm not, the market may not come back down to this area. That's why I have these arrows marked, because they may make a high, broke structure here, make a higher low, and then break structure again back to the upside and continue with the trend pushing higher. Now, one thing we have to be very, very, very mindful on is that we have been bullish since yesterday to the upside when we reverse right here. So we have gaps in the market in between swings, like right here, right here, right here, and even right here now. So they may want to come down at some point and start filling these imbalanced areas back down to the downside when they reverse and give us that head and shoulder pattern back down to the downside when they start trending lower. So be careful with that, because even if they start to continue making higher highs and higher lows, at some point they're going to come back and fill these areas of basically gaps back down to the downside, or imbalances, and we never know which ones they're going to react off of, because the market is now pushing higher, and we're kind of high up to the upside now after the tide has changed, or the trend has changed. We reversed right here. We've been nice bearish run since about 10 o'clock yesterday, so at some point they're going to come back down and probably start filling areas. Trade what you see and what makes sense, but trade the reactions or the rejections full on when you receive them, when the market gets back down to a nice key area of a zone. So like right here, where the market had a high, it broke structure coming back. I'm sorry, it made a high here, pull back, and then it slightly broke above this area here. So when it started reversing, it made these lows, lower highs, coming down lower right here. It broke below this small area of structure right here. So came down, all right, as you see, came down, low, lower high, breaking structure here, nice area of supply, comes down, makes a new low pretty much right here, okay? So when it shifted to the downside, right here, it made a higher, pull back, made a new low here. This was a supply area to trade off of right here, if that makes sense. So it's making lower lows, lower highs to the downside, a short reversal before pushing back up again and taking out this area structure here. So that's why I had this supply area marked up and this one right here marked up. And both of them were, if you caught one or the other, you did pretty decent on the trades back down to the downside there. So again, this was a low, lower high, come back, retracement, supply, new low, high, a lower high, low, pulling back, retracement, supply area, go short. And right now they're continuing to, with the bullish movement to the upside here. So at some point they're going to pull back to a key area of demand, and be careful, because again, there's gaps that need to be filled below. But that's all I have, guys. A quick video today, just kind of covering the structure. Again, I had the actual trade that I took recorded early on in the video that I shot or recorded the first time around, but it got corrupted. Sorry about that. But if you go over to the Discord, you'll see the trade there that I posted. It was right here off this supply zone, because we were pushing to the downside at this point here, breaking structure and trending to the or reversing to the downside. Shoulder, head, shoulder, reverse, pull back, supply, go short. All right, but you got to be careful. What's below you is an area where they could stop it right here, because they started making highs, higher lows back to the upside, kind of forming or breaking structure back higher when they tap that supply zone. But that's all I have, guys. If you're interested in receiving trade breakdown videos for anyone that's a first-time viewer or someone that's part of the channel already, and you kind of weighing the options, look, with the elite channel supporter or membership tier for $6.99 a month, that's where you get the trade breakdowns, the trades that I post over on the Discord or post to the Discord. That's where I go into detail on that private or in that private community about these trade breakdowns, covering structure, stop loss placement, profit target areas. It's like you're sitting right next to me, and I'm going through all of it all in one and breaking things down in detail, so you can look for these trades yourself, so you can familiarize with these trades, so you can understand the premise and the concept behind each one of these setups that I'm actually taking, and look for setups like this on your own. Okay, but the purpose of making the private community is because you get all the trade breakdowns. There's tons of them on there, and probably the biggest learning tool is going to be watching the trade breakdown videos, as well as you get the video playlist, which is a series of videos that I highlighted from the channel that are some of the top videos that I believe cover the strategy as a whole and how I actually trade. But you also get a great video covering market structure. So you're getting all the trade breakdown videos, the video playlist, which is a list of videos that I highlight that are important to watch, as well as some of the newer videos that I've been making over the last several months. And you get the market structure video, all for $6.99 a month. That's like 24 to 25 cents a day. That's all it is. Okay, so think about how much you may spend on the price of a cup of coffee a day. How much you spending? $50, $60 a week. Just think about something, and then if you add that up by the end of the month, you maybe spend over $200 on coffee if you're picking it up from somewhere. Just think about, or on that sandwich or lunch or whatever it is you may be buying on a daily basis, something that's only $6.99 a month, which could change your whole outlook and journey on when it comes to trading these future markets. All right. But again, I can't promise anything to anyone, because my perspective of how I read the market and look at it may be totally different from yours. Maybe you're a beginner. You will get there. You just put in the time and effort and do the work, back testing, forward testing, practicing the strategy. Do not overcomplicate is what I'm trying to say. But if you're interested in joining, the link is down below in the description portion of the video. Click on it. Make sure to choose the second tier for $6.99, and then you have access directly to all the video content there. That's on that private community. Now, if you're not a current subscriber, please take the time by subbing. Click on the subscribe button right now. What are you waiting on? Make sure to click the bell as soon as you do that, so that you do not miss any of the uploaded content. That's the post notification bell, okay? But outside of that, if you found value in today's video content, do me the biggest favor and make sure to click the thumbs up or the like button before you click off, to show some gratitude for the video content that I continue to make. And if you continue to like these live recorded sessions like this, sorry about the the video prior to and not being able to capture the trade itself. I did in that first video, but again, the trade is over on the Discord community. But this was the area I took the trade from. What I'll do is I'll probably go sometime today is go back and make a short video for the elite channel supporters and post that video covering this trade that I took today on that 20-point move to the downside. Take care. See everyone in the next video.